Friends, in this lecture let us discuss the Johnson's rule for sequencing two machines n job. But prior to that, let us discuss here the situations, different cases to explain the procedure for sequencing. There may be a case of one machine's n jobs for sequencing. That means in the system there is only one machine and there are n jobs. So second case may be there, two machines n jobs. In this system there are only two machines, M1 and M2, and there are n jobs. So each job is processed on machine M1 first and then machine M2. That is, the order of machines is M1, M2. Next case is three machines n jobs. Let there be the machines M1, M2 and M3, three machines and n jobs. So in this system, n jobs are to be processed on the machines in the order M1, M2 and M3. And last case is many machines, n jobs. So here finite number of machines are there and n jobs are there for sequencing. So these are the special cases involved in the sequencing problems. So let us discuss now the Johnson's rule for sequencing two machines and n jobs. So let us discuss now Johnson's rule for sequencing two machines and n jobs. So in this procedure, which minimizes the idle time when scheduling a group of jobs on two workstations, two machines. So this procedure is very helpful and widely used for sequencing of the jobs. Let us discuss first steps and then we will discuss a problem for sequencing of n jobs on two machines. So in the first step, we will find out the shortest processing time among all the jobs not yet scheduled. That means out of the jobs, we will find out a job which is having shortest processing time first, and then we will sequence that job first. If the two or more jobs are tied, we have to choose any one job arbitrarily randomly. That means in case of a tie, we have to choose randomly, or we have to select that job randomly for sequencing. In the step 2, we consider here if the shortest processing time is on workstation 1, that is on machine first, then schedule that job correspondingly as early as possible. That means if the shortest processing time is on the machine M1, then schedule that job first on the left hand side. And if the shortest processing time is on workstation 2, that is on machine 2, then schedule that job as late as possible. That means at the last that job will be scheduled. And this we have to continue till all the jobs are scheduled, sequenced. But while doing this, so we have to look for the step 3, that is we have to eliminate the last job scheduled from further considerations. That means we have to eliminate the job once it is sequenced, once it is scheduled from further considerations, and we have to repeat these steps 1 and 2 for the remaining jobs till all the jobs are sequenced. So this is the repetitive procedure till all the jobs are sequenced. So let us look at one example now. Let us consider an example here. Suppose 8 jobs are to be performed, first on machine A and then on machine B. The time in minutes taken by each job on each machine is given below. So in this table we are given the machines A and B, 2 machines, and the jobs, there are 8 jobs. So here the processing time of each job on each machine is given in the minutes. So let us apply here the Johnson's algorithm to sequence the jobs. So in the solution I will write here the sequence of jobs as per Johnson's algorithm. I hope either you remember or write down the Johnson's rules for sequencing of the jobs. Then it will be easy for you to understand this sequence. Now look here. If you look at the processing times here, in the processing times, if you observe here, the smallest processing time is 2 minutes, and which is lying on the machine B, that is second machine. So we will have to sequence job as late as possible, that is at the last. So job number 3 will be processed at the last. So I write here job number 3. So it is to be processed as late as possible. Now let us draw a line and eliminate from further considerations. Okay friends, I have drawn here a line to eliminate this job from further considerations. Now out of remaining jobs, next smallest processing time is 4 for job first on machine A and for job fourth on machine B. So we can take here randomly anyone. Now I take this 4 processing time for making sequence now. As this 4 lies on the machine A, therefore this job 1 will be sequenced first. Therefore I make here sequence first job in the sequence. So I eliminate now this first job from further considerations. Okay, so that it will be easy for us to understand it. Right? Now if you look at the minimum processing time, which is 4 now, so it lies on the machine B, that is second machine. So it will be processed as late as possible. So this is job number 4. I will write here job number 4. Now I will eliminate that job from further considerations. Right? Now if you look at the minimum processing time in the remaining jobs, there is a tie condition 5, 5 and 5. We have to make the decision randomly here. Now I take here this 5. So this 5 is the minimum processing time on machine A for the job 2. So this is lying on the first machine A. So therefore I will sequence this job first in the sequence. So I write here job number 2, and I will eliminate it from further considerations. Getting? So I give it red color. Now again look at the processing times. Again there is a tie. Minimum processing time is 5. There is a tie. Now choose randomly anyone. Now if I take this processing time 5 minutes for fifth job, but it lies on the second machine, so it should be sequenced as late as possible. So out of remaining places, I will write here job number 5 and I will eliminate it from further considerations. So whenever there is a tie, we have to write it as late as possible. Now if you look here, the processing times, again minimum processing time is 5, but it lies on the machine A for the job number 6. So this job should be processed as fast as possible, as earliest as possible. So in the remaining places, I write here job number 6 and I will eliminate this from further considerations by drawing a line. Now if you look here, again there is a tie condition. You can choose randomly here the jobs. So if I select this one times 6 lying on the machine A, for job number 8. So this is lying on the first machine A. So therefore I will sequence as early as possible in the remaining places. So job number 8 I process here. You can also write here 7 if you want to process it as late as possible, right? So first here I will eliminate this job number 8 from further considerations by drawing a line, right? Now there is only one job remaining, job number 7, and which is having the smallest processing time 6. So it should be processed as late as possible because it lies on the second machine. So therefore I will sequence it and eliminate that from further considerations. So look here, all the jobs are sequenced and the optimum sequence is 1, 2, 6, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3. So this is the sequencing of the jobs as per Johnson's algorithm. I hope you have understood it. Thank you for watching the video.